Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Stuff Podcast. My name is David,
I'm Ray.
I'm Alexis.
and happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with us all.
Until
Yep,
tomorrow when it becomes Revenge of the Fifth.
exactly. Yeah. So I don't know about you, but for my Star Wars Day, it was kind of sad because this was pretty much me. So I was still working for the Empire. I didn't take the day off. I didn't think anything spectacular was going to happen, which is usually the case. Last year, fortunately, I was able to go to Orlando and go to and experience Galaxy's Edge for the first time during May the 4th, the whole week, and it was awesome. I spent time with our other co-hosts, Colin, Brooke, Matt, and Sam, and it was a blast. It was during kind of the whole kind of COVID situation where you couldn't interact with characters and um, the full experience wasn't there for me. So hopefully when I go during celebration, maybe we get a little bit more of that. I know more characters are walking the park, so yeah. But yes, it is Star Wars Day. Did anyone here do anything special other than their usual work?
I just had work. I was originally planning on coming home after work and making more progress on Sabe, but I'll do that later tonight. I'll just pull an all-nighter.
I had a meeting with the local Reroll Tavern and have been invited to sell my works at their intergalactic art fair later this month.
Oh,
So there's that. I had a couple of friends say they were upset. They were hoping for a Jedi Fallen Order 2 trailer to drop today, although they were happy with the Kenobi trailer that dropped. So.
yeah, so late last night, early this morning, I was on Twitter and I was also simultaneously watching Moon Knight, the finale, the
No
last episode.
spoilers. I haven't watched it yet.
I liked it. There's some criticism out there, but I liked it. But anyways, I was on Twitter. It just so happened, and this popped up, and I was kind of shocked and relieved because I think we kind of almost promised our listeners that we're going to get a trailer today. So once this popped up, I was super excited. I was just wondering, okay, when is this going to drop? Um, didn't drop during the Moon Knight finale, but I figured it was going to drop somewhere around 9 and 10 Central, which is pretty much what it did. When I woke up, I saw the poster. Um,
It's such a cool poster.
That is
yeah,
really impressive.
I love the double exposure.
yeah. Jamie
Oh,
Honeycutt from our Facebook group was like, Obi-Wan still has Anakin in his heart.
Oh!
oh God. Oh, the symbolism. Oh,
So,
but yeah, the layering on that is really, really impressive. The fact that you can still make out all the wrinkles in Kenobi's shirt, jacket. I don't really know what you'd call that exactly, what the terminology is for the Jedi cloak. But the fact that you can make out all that detail, plus you can actually see quite a lot of detail on Vader's chest plate and whatnot. That's very impressive layering on the light work. Not to mention the incredible lighting that you have with the two suns behind him, and yet you have this amazing work on his face. Sorry, former photographer. Occasionally, I go into
No,
over
I'm
technical
right there
explanation.
with you. I was just going to talk about the color grading. So
Hmm. Yeah, and that pop of color in the center, the red lights there. Smart choice actually to have that be the only real pop of color. That
yeah.
was very smart.
yeah, and his iconic lightsaber right next to him. I am. I don't think I could get more hyped for this TV show. Of course, you see right there, limited series. I think the presumption, or I don't think they've officially said it's going to be
In
six
the
episodes
in
until
the trailer
today.
it said
Yeah,
6 episodes. So
yeah. So of course it's going to be May 27th, which is Friday. It's no longer going to be the original Star Wars Day, which was May 25th when A New Hope debuted. So we're going to get 2 episodes on May 27th, while Ray and I will be at Celebration. Hopefully there will be a screening at Celebration. There's a rumor out there that we will be able to get to see the 2 episodes on a large screen in large format. So hopefully
Nice.
that happens. That's what I woke up to today. But of course, they dropped the trailer, and I think we got to take a look at it. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we can kind of talk about it and dissect it here. Let me get to it, and I'll play it. Actually, I gotta share my screen. Give me just a second.
Good time to say that if you don't follow us on YouTube, you should go follow us on YouTube and you can see this.
Hopefully. All right. So that looks like Dayu, the Blade Runner planet.
They're coming. Stay hidden,
Inquisitorius.
or we will not survive.
And this makes me kind of wonder if that's pretty much the only shot we're going to see of Luke.
When the time comes, he must be trained. Like you trained his father?
I love that
The
they brought back
shade.
that actor.
The shade.
You still want Kenobi. He's gone.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places.
I don't know who she is, but I love her already.
I want every lowlife and bounty hunter.
That appears to be Forlom from The Empire Strikes Back.
You can't run all we want.
That sounds like her speaking.
Yeah.
Then Kumail's character.
We all know who that is.
Yep.
Oh!
And then the red lightsaber right here.
That's so cool.
I love how as soon as she yells, "You can't escape him," it cuts right to that shot of the arm.
Hmm.
Oh, it's
Ugh.
so perfect.
They don't give you a second to linger on escape who. It's like, no, they answer right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she seems so cool. I am so excited. I don't even know what kind of I don't know anything about her character, but I'm already excited.
Maybe I was wrong, but it looked like her lightsaber had a different style hilt on it. Like it had that it looked like it had a handle.
Yeah,
like-
it looks
like
more like a
that- like that?
a traditional sword saber kind of
Exactly. I thought that was kind
hilt.
of if that is the case, I thought that was a cool design. I love actually you went past it. It's when she's doing the flip around go back. Yeah, right there.
Wait, were those clones?
No, I don't think there are clones anywhere.
You can't run all we want.
Yeah, see what I mean with the hilt?
I think that was the traditional blade for the Inquisitors. Right
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it folds, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a complete
What?
circle. It's a semicircle, yeah. I believe that's what it does.
You think something like that would actually be more standard issue on lightsabers? That makes a lot
Right.
more sense.
Right. Yeah, so what is your opinion on this trailer? I've been hearing that a lot of people just flat out loved it. What's your opinion on it, Ray?
I loved it. I feel like it gives us enough of what the story is going to be. It's going to be the Empire tracking down remaining Jedi without giving too much away. And it kind of introduces you to the characters, so you get a little flavor from that. I mean, in a trailer, I don't want too much given away, and I think this was just enough to really tease you with what's going to happen.
Right, so pretty much up to here is when we start getting the new stuff. So that's 27 seconds into a minute 28 trailer. And even so, I don't think we really got a whole lot of new stuff per se. But of course, I mean, it is a trailer and they don't want to show us everything. But I was maybe kind of expecting a little bit more of Vader. I mean, this isn't not a character that we've never seen before in action with the red lightsaber. It's not like it's going to be a huge reveal. So
Yeah,
I was just thinking maybe. I mean, we got it on the poster.
Yeah, we all.
I think they're saving it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though, I also am a tad worried that we're not gonna actually get a Kenobi Vader face off until either the final or the penultimate episode. I really feel they're gonna dance around this. And maybe that's
Mhm.
why we're not seeing a lot of Vader, is that they are really gonna be building him up. Very much so the Jaws effect. We're not going to see him and really get a good look at him. We'll hear his voice. We'll hear the breathing. We'll see him being assembled. Maybe we'll see him in that healing tube like we did in Rogue One.
Hmm.
But I don't think we're actually going to see him standing holding the lightsaber until the end. And that could be a good thing. Again, with Rogue One, they did the same thing, and we get possibly the best ending of any Star Wars film out of that, with him attacking the rebels, which is still nothing short of amazing in my book. So,
Yeah, I
I mean, what do
totally
you guys
agree.
think? Do you think that we're gonna have very limited Vader on this?
Yeah, I think like with the trailer, they were definitely holding back on Vader because while we all know he's going to be in there, so it's not really a surprise. It's it's kind of like the big thing. Like we have Hayden Christensen back as Vader. Like, yes, it's a Kenobi series, but Hayden Christensen is back. And so I think they're just giving like little bits to kind of just like tease you like, hey, this is what's coming. But I agree with you. I think we're not gonna get too much Vader in the beginning, that it's gonna come mostly towards the end.
Yeah, a lot of questions were raised when they moved the premiere from the 25th, a single episode, to the 27th, which is Friday, that same Friday that week, to 2 episodes. So is it possible that maybe we do get a little bit of Vader in the second episode? What other reason do they have other than I think Miss Marvel is going to debut as well shortly after? So I think there's
I
actually
just,
going to
I'm sorry.
be, yeah, I think there's actually going to be some. I think Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel are actually going to run simultaneously at some points. I think during the debut. I think this is actually the first time that that's going to happen for Disney Plus.
Here, I'll Wikipedia it. I do think we're going to see some of Vader outside of his uniform. Otherwise, why would they have insisted on bringing back Hayden Christensen?
Yeah, I think that's a given. I think we're going to see that plus flashback stuff.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, that would be totally awesome if we got Clone War stuff. And
Also, in the teaser trailer, you could see the silhouette of Tamara Morrison. So, clones,
I think there's something to do with
clones.
Tamir Morrison in this show. I'm not quite sure about the silhouette of that guy though, even though it looks almost identical.
It's so close. It's so similar.
Maybe. Ms. Marvel premieres June 8th.
Okay.
So yeah, we are actually. That's unusual. Usually Disney Plus spreads their original programming out a little bit more to make sure that they've got more than enough coverage. Disney
Right.
is known for not wanting its properties to fight against each other.
Right. In the film sense, yes, totally. But it's a new ball game with streaming, so maybe this is kind of a test run. I mean, that type of overlap is it's not very common, but of course, streaming is very young.
It is also possible that's just the only spaces they had. They do have quite a few other properties that they got to focus on pushing this year.
Yes, they do. We covered the huge slate that they showed at CinemaCon for 2022, 2023, and of course, there's no Rogue Squadron on there, which is very peculiar.
Gotta keep rubbing it in. You guys are out in LA, and I'm stuck here in the Midwest.
Actually, yeah, I'm in Texas and raised in Michigan.
Never mind.
Michigan.
Missouri.
I'm basically Canada.
And I can almost say almost Mexico because I'm in South Texas.
And I could say almost middle of nowhere because it quite literally is the center of the country.
So yeah, that was the first nice little surprise there. But even before that, Disney Plus dropped the Book of Boba Fett Gallery, and this was brand new, right? I had never heard of this actually being out on Disney Plus. I just saw someone post something on social media, and I checked, and it was there, and I was like, wow, I guess this is the first thing for May the 4th. So, what did you guys think?
I have been working all day, and then I came here, so I have not seen it.
I got about halfway through. It's essentially what you would get on a DVD. You know, it is a behind the scenes featurette. It's about an hour long. It's really fascinating. You know, we got interviews with Kathleen Kennedy, um, Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, Tamura Morrison, Ming-Na Wen, a couple of other members whose names totally escape me. Jennifer Beals talks about her character as the head of the sanctuary from the series. It is kind of fun to look at some of the stuff that went in there. You hear Tamura Morrison talk a lot about some of the traditional Maori influence of his heritage and how he brought that, especially the stick fighting sequences, which I thought was quite interesting. Ming-Na Wen talked about, okay, this actually kills me. If this interview, Ming-Na Wen is so bubbly and so just excitable, and you're like, this is Fennec Shan, this is Mulan, this is, I don't remember her name from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because she always plays such stern, stoic characters, and she's hilarious. She's so, again, she's bubbly. And they talk about how she is a huge nerd, and she's discussing how she geeked out over getting to ride the animatronic Bantha.
Yes.
It's kind of like Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine being Rosa with a super deep voice. And
then
really
playing
tough, and then Stephanie's like, "Hi, I'm so bubbly," and like, "No," and her
because
voice
that's
is,
why they
like,
originally
way up
wanted
here.
her to play Louisa in Encanto, but then when they brought her in, they actually did the voice cast. They're like, "Oh, you actually don't sound anything like Louisa. Okay, let's have you do Mirabelle."
Yeah, it's so weird seeing those side by side.
Also, Carrie Jones, who was in the suit for Chrysanthemum. That was interesting to actually see him for the first time and have him speak, and he spoke for a little bit. Also, they talked about Cad Bane, and I don't think they showed the actor who was in the prosthetics, but they talked about not wanting to give away those secrets, but having the mouth actually come through the prosthetic and making those special teeth. So I guess he could actually use his actual lips. That's what it looked like when I saw it.
It is fascinating just how far these prosthetics have come. Even Carrie Jones talking about how he can move whatever the
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum's mouth, and it actually connects to his brow, so he can raise his brow, and it raises the Wookiee's brow. It reminds me, there was an interview a while back that Anthony Daniels had with Alan Tudyk during Rogue One, because we know Alan Tudyk was the voice of, I can't remember thank you, I couldn't remember his number. And Daniels looks at him and goes, "Wait, so it's all motion capture?" And Tudyk's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "They screwed the plastic into my head." And Daniels,
that poor man.
It's just talking about how he's like, "God, you're so lucky."
Well, I mean, Anthony Daniels built a whole career out of being C-3PO. Everything that's done, video games, books, television, whatever, he's there for it. And I don't think he does anything else other than being C-3PO, which is what we want. We don't want anyone to recast as 3PO or any other character, really. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. They really kind of delved deep into their kind of thought process on taking on Boba Fett. And like you said, Kathleen Kennedy was interviewed, and she was talking about how bringing in Robert Rodriguez. There's a lot of Robert Rodriguez stuff. That was also kind of surprising, but he was basically like the showrunner of the whole thing.
How cool is it to see him playing guitar with Tamura Morrison?
Yeah, he did his whole guitar thing. He does that on every film. And Tamura Morrison's actually a musician, and he played right along next to him. And they also, I think they showed a scene where he's giving a tiny guitar to Grogu, and then they had the puppeteers grab it, and then he started playing the guitar. So yeah, there's a big connection between Robert Rodriguez, surprisingly, with George Lucas, because I remember famously years ago, he befriended George Lucas, and George Lucas basically told him to stay in Austin. Don't come out here. It's not going to work out here for you. Stay in Austin, do your own thing. And he did. He did the whole Spy Kids thing, and he created Troublemaker Studios. And he's only He only lives 50 miles from me. Um, but yeah, I mean that was the cool thing where they did talk about how his influence on Mando season 2, that episode where Boba came in, how that gave him the confidence to bring him in to do the story. And it almost seemed like the way they spoke about the Book of Boba Fett, they were talking about something other than what we actually got in the end, in a way. It seemed a whole lot more exciting and interesting and very kind of like steeped in the lore of Star Wars than what we got. But I think personally, my expectations were like through the roof because I was expecting like all these bounty hunters, like Forlom, what we got in the trailer for Obi-Wan, and Bosk and Zuckuss, and it was different from what I think everyone was expecting. But the gallery episode, it's 62 minutes long for the Book of Boba Fett. It's totally worth watching. I think it might be more interesting than what we got with gallery for season 1 and season 2. And I know you haven't seen the rest of it, Alexis, but they do go into detail, which was kind of surprising. They didn't do it for Mando season 2 gallery, but they do give us detail on this. Mark Hamill was actually there on set, acting out everything that Luke did on screen, even to the point where he's picking up the lightsaber, presenting it to Grogu. I got a picture right here of it too. And he did pretty much everything. He was there, like you said. Ming Na Wen was geeking out because Luke Skywalker was there in person. So
It is great just how much Mark Hamill still resonates with that role. The fact that he has no qualms about coming back to the series after all this time and playing this part again.
yeah. When he was at Celebration in 2017, he just got up on stage, grabbed the mic, and just started talking. And that was so awesome to see. I believe it was right after the 40th panel. And immediately after that panel, George Lucas and Harrison Ford took the stage. They left, and then Mark Hamill got up, and he just started talking to the crowd, just telling stories. And it's so sad that he's not going to be there this year because, to me, he's such a huge part of Star Wars for me. I mean, he is like the king of Celebration, basically, and he's not going to be there due to a prior film commitment. But yeah, it's just awesome that Star Wars is getting these people who want to come back. And I think that's what really kind of builds and makes Star Wars as rich as it is, because of the continuity, the connective tissue, and I just love it. And they do talk about that with Tamira Morrison. Kathleen Kennedy talked about the fact that she spoke with George Lucas about this fantastic actor he found in Australia, and it was Tamira. And that was back in 2001 for the Clone Wars, or for Attack of the Clones. And how they talked about and kind of described what we all know, his story, how he played the father of Jango Fett, who's a clone, and how they came back and brought him back, and he was still fit and able to be older Boba Fett. It's just a tremendous thing when that happens in Star Wars, and it happens a lot. Same thing with Katie Sackhoff. I mean, she did a voice in Clone Wars, then they brought her back physically to be Bo-Katan, which it's unbelievable because I follow her on social media, and she kept that secret like perfectly. She never let on to it. She only referred to all the other projects she was doing that she could talk about, Longmire, and I think that one series on Netflix, I forgot what it was called, something about life, like Another Life or something. But yeah, she's going to be at Celebration too, and I definitely recommend you check out this gallery episode. Like I said, it's 62 minutes. It's all about the Book of Boba Fett. They also got Doug Chang, who designed the N1 Starfighter, to actually sit. I think he was one of the first persons to sit in the N1 Starfighter on the volume, or inside of the volume, and have him go down the trench. And it was just Bear's Canyon, actually. And you could just see him in there just morphing back into a 12-year-old, you know? And just to see the pure joy on that man's face, it was awesome. I'm a huge fan of Doug Chang. He goes to every celebration. He does basically a PowerPoint presentation of the history of that he's what he's done on Star Wars, and it's so funny because it feels like I'm at my day job, but it's Star Wars they're presenting to me, and it's just incredible. I can't believe he's not signing autographs and taking pictures with people. I think maybe because he's just on an open stage doing his presentations, I think maybe it's possible. Well, actually, now that I think of it, he had his own separate table right in front of the conference room that he gave that presentation, and that line was like super long, and he was doing it for free. He wasn't charging a thing. So that's something
Did
I
you
got to
guys ever
remember this
see?
time around.
Did you ever see the clip? Somebody did the scene from Book of Boba Fett with the Mandalorian test riding his new cruiser through Beggar's Canyon. Somebody added Highway to the Danger Zone to it.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, yeah,
I love it.
yeah. It's good symmetry there with Top Gun being released on on the 27th as well.
Oh, that movie's never going to make anything back. It's been delayed too many times.
You think so? I've been hearing really good reviews on it.
Oh, it's nothing against the reviews. I'm sure it's good. It's just that this movie has unfortunately been in delayed hell thanks to the end of the world. I just don't think it's going to. I just think it's too screwed. It's like the No Time to Die James Bond film. No
Yeah.
matter how good it was, it suffered too much because of all the
Yeah.
delays.
Yeah.
Like The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. That film is cursed.
Yes, it is.
That poor man trying to make that film for years and years.
Yeah, and
Lead
Adam
actor
Driver ended up in
dying.
it, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a case of I don't think the reviews are going to be good. I mean, it's not really my cup of tea. I'm probably not going to see it, but I just don't think it is possible for it to make its budget back because of the delays.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that, and I believe Stranger Things as well is dropping that same day. And I think a lot of people are going to have a little bit of issue trying to figure out what they're going to watch. Some crazy people are going to try and watch it all.
I kind of
Which,
have to watch it all for the Radulich and broadcasting. I still got to find time to watch season 2 of Upload. Good show, by the way. I highly recommend it.
So the other thing that kind of dropped here, it was actually late last night too. James actually sent me a text, and he was at, I believe, or maybe it was his friend. I know James is in the comments right now. I think his friend sent him a picture of a pamphlet from Disneyland.
Sorry for the
because
corgi commentary in the background, by the way.
So yeah, he sent me a picture of a pamphlet that we're all gonna see when we go to Star Wars night, and here it is. And I think he was saying that someone just left it, a park goer just like left it. They picked it up, and I don't think this had been released to the public quite yet, because this goes for yesterday, tonight, and all the way to the 27th for Star Wars night. And when you open it up here, you get to see some details that I don't think we'd ever known about. And when you look closely here, apparently there's going to be a lot of costume characters. If you look in the bottom right, there's going to be Sabine, Ezra, Captain Rex, Seventh Sister, the Cantina Band, Ewoks, Ahsoka, Jawas, Tusken Raiders, R2, 3PO, Vader, Maul, Stormtroopers, BB-8, Kylo Ren, Chewbacca, Rey, and Marathi there. And it's like they're all going to be walking around. So it looks like the whole park will be open. So I'm kind of shocked. I know there's a lot of restrictions right now, but it looks like this is actually going to be worth the price tag. I think originally, I spent $130 for tickets, and they raised the price up because I bought my tickets in 2020. Then, of course, Celebration was canceled, and then 2022 is going to happen, and I think they raised the price by like $66, ironically. So I had to pay a little bit extra. And I think myself, James, Colin, and Brooke are for sure going. I'm not sure if anyone else on the podcast is, but
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, tickets sold out pretty quickly. And I think I have a map too. Here's the map.
Wow.
So yeah, if you look closely, you can kind of see. I know Frontierland, if you're familiar with Disneyland, that's where the Ewoks are going to be hanging out at. And I believe Tomorrowland, we just went over it. I think it's going to be the dark side.
I'm just loving the idea of Ewoks running around what is essentially the old West sets.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Disneyland in millennia, but I just went to Disney World this last August. And I did get to go to the Galaxy's Edge there. I remember walking underneath the Millennium Falcon. I took a picture of me underneath it, sent it to my folks, and I said, I'm in geek heaven. I am in heaven right now. And I loved it.
There's two things. One, I love how the map is edited to look like a projection. It's got like the lines across it.
Yeah, like
And
hologram.
two, it took me so long to remember that Disneyland is just one park and not multiple, because I've only ever been to Orlando's,
Which is 4 separate parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's gonna be stuff in Galaxy's Edge and Magic Kingdom. Like, those are completely separate areas. That's like a long haul. But no, it's all in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to time it in Orlando and hopping the monorail back and forth between the parks.
You'd have to do it all in Hollywood Studios.
Which is not as big.
No.
You know, I think they are expanding. Like I said, I was there in August, and they actually have an area that's boarded off with the Incredibles logo on it.
Oh.
So I think they're building. The theory that I'm hearing is that they are building onto the Hollywood Studios area a superhero themed area, which will include Marvel and the Incredibles and such.
Please.
That's the rumor I'm hearing. Because they don't have a lot of Marvel stuff there yet.
No, I want Avengers Campus in Florida, please.
Yeah, we want the Spider-Man robot in Orlando.
Yeah, and they're also going to have Star Wars themed food as well. And I posted it on the Facebook group. So if you want to check out the individual meals, you can check it out there. But
overpriced blue milk, enjoy.
I think there might be some perks, like that might be free. I want to say I know it is free on the Star Cruiser, but of course on the Star Cruiser you're paying a whole lot of money. But yeah. I think there are some perks. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really done a lot of research on what we're getting or what, but it seems like a fun night. I missed it in 2017. I kind of regret it a little bit, but I'm not sure if Colin went, our other host, but
I love that they actually have something called Out of This World Entertainment. I'm sorry, that's just so it's cute and it's lazy at the same time, and I love that.
Yeah, so Star Wars Night is happening that Friday, so the day that Obi-Wan drops on Disney Plus, Friday night. But of course, Thursday night we'll be getting ready to watch it at midnight Pacific time, so it shouldn't really conflict. We might be a little tired that day.
I will be so tired.
Yeah.
Be jet lagged and tired.
Yeah.
You guys have fun with that. That weekend I'm working NakaCon in Overland Park, Kansas. Big animation event. Or anime event, I mean.
Yeah, cool. And something that's going to drop here. I know, of course, we all know it's May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. And there was a lot of specials going on online. 20% off, 50% off. Did anyone happen to buy anything or see anything they wanted to buy?
Nope.
I got a lot of emails from various t-shirt websites saying like 20% off their Star Wars stuff. But I just dumped a decent amount of money on Shark Robot to support Vivzy Pop and Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel. So
one of the first things I did when I woke up this morning was try to get on the Disney Store just to see how bad it was. I didn't have the intention of actually buying anything. I did know about the Ahsoka Savers that were going to be like limited edition that they're going to offer on the Disney Store, Disney World, and Disneyland. And I think they were limited at 6,000. So apparently it's going to be 2,000 at the store, 2,000 at both parks. So this is the screen that I saw as soon as I woke up. And automatically the Ahsoka Tano Legacy lightsaber hilts were sold out. So I had no chance of buying those. I did have a couple friends, though, on social media say that they were able to secure some. So
did they say how much? I am girding my loins here. How much were they?
Yeah, that was one of the things. The price wasn't listed anywhere. They were $400.
Oh, I feel bad for getting insulted with this last convention I did, guy was selling $150 lightsaber hilts.
Yeah, and James is saying the line at Galaxy's Edge was insanely long.
I gotta imagine. I mean, it's expensive, yes, but you are getting 2 sabers, so I
Yeah.
can understand it being
That's
a little
true.
more, but
That's true.
still,
I
that's
forgot. It's
200 per saber.
Right, right. And plus you get the limited edition box, the wooden box that it comes in. You
Yeah.
open it up and it plays, I believe it plays Ahsoka's theme. So,
Whew.
You put
yeah.
that behind a glass case.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, but you know there's some parents who bought this for their kids, and the kids are going to whack them around and break them in less than 12 hours.
Oh yeah.
We know it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't let my kids touch that. But yeah, I've totally seen stuff like that before. When I went to 2015 Celebration, I was in line for the Celebration store, and these young parents bought a Millennium Falcon for their maybe 4 or 5-year-old. So he had it out of the box already. He was just playing with it, and he would constantly just drop it on the floor. And it's like, oh my gosh, they spent like over $100 on that toy, and he's just destroying it. And people were just like staring at what was going on and just not saying anything because, yeah, that the store at that point was kind of a mess. Hopefully
that
it's not
scene
that
in
way this time.
It's like that scene in Unbreakable where Samuel Jackson nearly sells the comic and then he finds out that the dude's giving it to his kid. And he's like, I'm sorry, you seem to assume this is a toy store.
Yeah, there's going to be a variety of people. I don't know so much at this celebration because it does feel like there are a lot of people that are that have chosen not to go due to a myriad of reasons. But
We are still technically in a pandemic. Got a lot of
right,
people
right.
who do not want to. I mean, I know that we're due better, and I'm hoping that anyone who attends this celebration has been fully vaccinated with the boosters. But I do understand if there's a lot of people who don't want to go and be in a crowd that large with or without a mask.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a tough thing that we're in right now, and yeah, we're still not out of it. Masks are required, and hopefully we will have some masks if you do see us on the show floor. So yeah, it's going to be interesting what the protocol is going to be. I don't think they've released that quite yet. I know there's always a long line to get in day one, and I know for the Anaheim Convention Center, it's set up to where you have to walk around the convention center to go in to line up. But along the front where everyone takes their group pictures, usually, I know the 501st does this, it's usually in front of the fountain. There's a line of glass doors that they'll eventually unlock and allow people to walk in after the first people are let in. I'm not quite sure how long after they did that for 2015 when they had it in Anaheim, but yeah, you can enter and exit. I mistakenly entered through there after the Force Awakens panel, not knowing where to go. There's no signage. So I basically kind of just ended up with all the VIPs because they're allowed entrance 30 minutes beforehand. And I just kind of got in line and I was like, I guess this is it. So yeah, it worked out though. I got to do some cool stuff before anyone else. But yeah, so one of the presentations that was done today was for Hasbro Pulse. And I don't have pictures of it, but they are releasing the Obi-Wan Force Elite Black Series saber. And they are releasing a Vader helmet that you can pull off the top. And it's actually, it has the detail that you've seen inside from Return of the Jedi, where you see the mics and all the wires and the circuitry. I'm not sure if it's screen accurate, but it looks pretty cool. It looks a whole lot better than the one they released prior to. But the only bad thing is you won't be able to have them in your hands until spring of 2023. You can pre-order now, I believe, but it's a long wait, and I don't like that. I've bought stuff like that before, like the dark saber I have now, and some of the helmets I have, and the wait is so long. And for the Razor Crest back here, the wait was like years. It felt like.
I'm still waiting on the Ray saber to be restocked on the Disney store.
I'm
I
pretty sure
want
you'll
that
find some
sucker.
at Celebration.
I was gonna say, I saw that when you posted that about the Ahsoka sabers, it said flat out, you have 10 minutes to shop. It's like, you better go in knowing exactly what it is you want to
Yeah,
buy.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no browsing.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of played it to where I think a lot of this stuff is still going to be available afterwards. There was nothing really that I saw that I had to have. I do want to get the pin and maybe the key. Um, so, and I bought the pin I think 2 years ago, and I'm looking at it right now. It's on my cork board, but the "May the Force be with you" logo came upside down, and it's like soldered on, so I can't take it off. And I sent an email to the store, and they were like, "Okay, we'll send you a new one," and they never did. So, but yeah, it's unique. So, so another cool thing that's gonna be at Celebration that I thought, Hot Toys is gonna have a booth, I believe, and they're going to, since it is the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, they are going to release these guys in hot toy form.
They're so cute. I
So
love the weathering on both R2 and 3PO.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're so cute and beat up and dirty. I love it.
The accuracy for Hot Toys is both amazing and terrifying.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
the
Now
faces
wait,
on
you
those
said
things.
that's not Attack of the Clones C3PO though. That is Force Awakens C3PO. You can see
Because he's
because
got
of
the
the
red
different.
arm.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he has a red arm. I think it's just the lighting. Maybe he's like in a red environment.
Well, I mean, in Attack of the Clones, 3PO still has the, I'm going to call it the antique nickel armor. That's the
Yeah.
closest finish I think we're going to compare it to because it's not the
Uh-huh.
gold armor yet. And that is undoubtedly gold weathered armor. That is not the antique nickel finish.
I think I'm agreeing with you here. I know they are offering each of the droids separately and their own boxes, and I have some pictures here of what you can actually do with them.
Say, do you
And
have measurements? How big they are?
I don't. I don't have them here. I'm pretty sure they're on the Sideshow website. But yeah, 3PO in Attack of the Clones had that kind of like rust finish to him, right?
Yeah. See, over there, it looks like the antique nickel finish.
Yeah.
That is so many accessories on R2D2. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty much everything.
I love it.
Yeah, you got the rockets on the shoulders.
Okay, this is probably going to be a deep cut, and a lot of people probably aren't going to get it, but that photo reminds me of a design that Olin Rogers had. Olin Rogers does YouTube videos called Battle Bear, and it's just a bear with a shield, and he has arrows like in his chest or shoulder, or whatever. And he said, Olin said, Battle Bear is so tough, he put those arrows in himself, and that's what that photo looks like, because it just looks like R2 has a bunch of arrows just sticking out of his torso. And R2 is so
Just-
tough, he would have put them there himself.
I was gonna say, I'm just having fun trying to remember what each. Okay, I see the grappling arm. I see the saw from Jedi. Let's see here. I see the little shocker prong from. I want to say that's Revenge of the Sith. So, and of course we got the radar on the top from Empire.
Yeah, he did shock some Ewoks with it, I believe.
Well, didn't he also shock a couple of droids in Sith?
I know he cut Leia's chain as well, right?
No, he cut the ropes. I don't think he cut the chain. I thought he like shocked the chain, like he used heat, like a laser or something. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch.
Like a
Yeah.
flamethrower?
No, like I said, I think it was a laser.
Yeah, it looked, if memory serves, it looked like a tiny like electrical like shock.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been a saw. Saw would have taken. Her chain was thick. It would have taken way too long for that saw to cut through. But we did see the saw when he cuts through the net, when they're first captured by the Ewoks.
Right, right. Yeah. And his little radar at the top
Mm-hmm.
from Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool piece. I'm very tempted to buy this when I get there.
I'm trying to tell what that big black one is right in the okay, it's kind of in the lower center. Essentially, it's underneath the saw. I think you could kind of count as like where his belly button
It
would
almost looks
be.
like he's holding a blaster of some type.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Although at
Or
first
maybe like a Star Wars version of like a screwdriver, electric screwdriver.
I thought actually it looked like a portable fan at first.
Yeah.
It does look like a portable fan. It's to blow out all the sand.
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
And I can't tell what that's long silver. Okay, so we see the winch grip, and above it you see the smaller grip, but there's like a big silver looking thing underneath that smaller grip, and I have no freaking clue what that is.
Yeah, see the little grabbing arm from Empire.
Mhm.
When he's grabbing
Yeah,
the
when he grabbed the
flashlight from Yoda.
light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
It's like great, wonderful, all powerful Yoda hitting the droid with a stick.
Oh, yeah.
That scene never gets old.
And that gave us Seagulls Stop It Now. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bad
it never ends to bless it. It's a never ending pool of blessing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I had for today. Did you guys want to talk about anything else that maybe popped up or that you can remember from the day? The day was kind of a blur for me. I worked and I tried to keep up with social media as much as possible, and I probably should have took the day off. It's Star Wars Day, but yeah, anything you guys wanted to chime in on and talk about?
I don't have anything in particular.
Yeah, there was something that we missed on last podcast. There's actually a Boba Fett billboard in Times Square. Have you guys seen this?
No.
So I'll play the video and I'll get your reactions afterwards here. But this is in Times Square, and this was just installed. I think the actual physical billboard part was there already, but the actual animation or the video that I believe ILM created was just put there recently, and it's been weeks since Book of Boba Fett ended. But here it is. I'll play it.
Okay,
Pretty
that
wild,
must have,
right?
that must have been so boring for our audio version.
I'll cut it there. I'll cut it there in the audio podcast.
It just gets dead silent. Like, is something wrong?
Yeah, because that was nothing short of amazing looking.
My question though is, does it only work from that angle?
No,
I don't think
it
so.
works from every angle. Yeah.
How
Yeah,
does
that's wild, right?
Yeah.
It's a screen. How does that? Because it can't know where you're looking at it from.
It's a solid screen. Yeah, it's a screen that's folded in the corner.
It's got to be projecting a different angle from the other side. It's got to be programmed to have basically two movies playing at two different times or at the same time.
My brain's gonna explode just trying to figure it out. I need to.
My
just
brain
stop
already
now.
did explode, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like each angle has got to be programmed to project a different angle from the screen.
So each pixel has to actually be like something like physically protruding out and then emitting light all over it for every angle of that the eyeball can actually be at.
Yeah, that's the only way something like that works. What we can do nowadays is amazing with that kind of stuff.
So Ray, maybe you can go on a field trip to New York and check it out.
I blew all my money going to Celebration, so
So yeah, if any of our listeners that were listening to the dead silence there can maybe check it out and like maybe post a video on the Facebook group or any of our social media, that'd be cool because yeah, it is kind of a mystery. I know there was a video that was released about how ILM worked on it, but I don't think they really went that far in depth to describe how the human eye can actually detect like a hollow like box essentially and kind of see through a TV that way.
because like if it was like a projection, like a hologram, I could get
Yeah.
that. You
Right.
could
yeah.
probably get that from different angles, but it's a flat screen on a corner.
I would say a
So-
light projection on the screen would make more sense. We see stuff at Disney World and Disneyland do that kind of stuff all the time. They use multiple projectors to project a solid image onto a 3D surface, similar to what we see them do with the light show on the castle at
Mhm.
night.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's a screen. That's a screen with pixels. That's something else. That's incredible.
Yeah, you can't even do that with like Pepper's Ghost or anything. Is it Pepper's Ghost? Is that the right term for it? I don't know. I know they do that with Beauty and the Beast thing in like Disneyland Paris or something. But I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. My brain just shut down.
Yeah, I think. Sorry,
trying
I
to see
need
if
to
you can
find
figure it out.
I need to see a behind the scenes making of for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I posted that video. Although, like I said, I don't think they truly went that in depth. I think it's a 4-minute long video, but
Mm.
yeah, you can check that out on YouTube as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had. It was a more eventful May the 4th than usual since we got the Kenobi trailer, and then we got the Book of Boba Fett Gallery. They gave us 2 things this year, and the announcement of some of the toys that we'll get far in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was kind of a boring day for me since I was at work, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to find us, follow us. Of course, we are on Instagram at Star Wars Stuff Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Stuff Pod. We have a TikTok. Ray has a bunch of videos there. Facebook, we have a page. We have a group. Patreon, we're about to kind of rehaul Patreon and add a whole bunch more content. Also, our email address. I know we had someone contact us, and I'm going to save it for the next show because I think he kind of addressed some of the more familiar and more hosts, and he kind of wants to get all of our opinion. So we're going to address it then. Also, write a review and give us 5 stars on Apple. That's been awesome in helping out the podcast. And also, of course, like and subscribe on YouTube. We're always there. Every podcast we do, it's going to be on YouTube from now on. So that is it. My name is David. And for Ray and Alexis, may the Force be with you.
Always.
Always.